Okay, so welcome again, everyone. So today's energy upgrade, we're focusing on the inner child, which from an energetic perspective, alchemical perspective, is a field of energy or consciousness. And in its pure form, it feeds us with curiosity, with adventurousness, with creativity, with playfulness, with a sense of love and openness and joy and connection to the divine. And you do see the inner child working really well in some people. Like I think someone like Russell Brand is kind of very playful, very creative, very energetic, very sort of unboundaried in a way, whether you like him or not. But and there might be other examples of people who are really embodying that really playful, powerful, and really highly functional inner child. However, most of us have a wounded inner child to varying degrees. And the wounding will come from our childhood. So wherever we were suppressed, rejected, abandoned, betrayed, told to keep quiet and not express ourselves. So that kind of conditioning. And also if there's any trauma. So our own personal experiences will lay a lot of density onto that inner child and condition it to behave very differently. And additionally, we will carry imprints from our parents, from our ancestors, from past lives, and even parallel versions of us. We can have overlays coming from those parts of us, and that will imprint onto our inner child. And so when we are really driven by the wounded inner child, that might affect us in terms of our creativity and our purpose, and that we might not feel very confident to express our creativity or to really go and live our purpose. It may really affect our relationships in that we might be in a healthy-ish relationship, but we may have real trust issues. We may anticipate abandonment, betrayal. There may be a lot of jealousy, a lot of lack of self-worth, lack of self-love. And then again, we might also attract relationships that are kind of dysfunctional. And even our sexuality is going to be really affected by the inner child, because that playful inner child is what you would have in a really beautiful and free sexual experience. And if you're experiencing sexuality through the filter of a wounded inner child, then it's going to be a lot more complicated. It's not going to be just a free, open, easy, creative experience. So today's work is to work energetically to clear all of that stuff and to come back to the pure essence of your inner child. So for those of you who've done the energy upgrades with me before, we're going to add in a few new bits. First, we're going to connect to the pure essence of our inner child and just see if you can get a feeling of what your inner child is, or you might get a message, or you might get, when I tuned in earlier today, I got 2 words, which were creativity and curiosity. And then I'm going to ask you to tune into your wounded inner child and just get a feeling for what that wounding, that armoring looks like and how it's affected you. And again, you might get a message. And then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to remove some archonic veils. This is new technology that came to me in the last month when I was in India, and I was really pondering the question of these blocks that we have that really don't seem to respond to healing, that don't seem to shift and move forward. What is in the way? So for someone like me, I'm working on myself all the time, and I exchange sessions with friends, and I go to paid healers and so on, but I have some of these really sticky ones. So I woke up in the middle of the night and my team said it's these archonic veils that are kind of like ceilings, energetic ceilings that keep human consciousness at a low level. It keeps us contained. It keeps us at a low frequency. So what we're going to do today is we're going to remove these archonic veils that pertain to your inner child, that keep your inner child in a wounded place. That's going to free that up. And then we'll do the whole matrix release, much like we have done before. So if you'd like to get comfy, sit back, relax, so that you can just go inwards for the next 20 minutes, half hour. And close your eyes. And I'd like you to imagine that you are in the place on this planet that you love the most. It might be a beach, a mountain, a cave. It might be in your house. What is the place that makes you feel just the most connected to yourself and to life and to the divine? And I'd like you to imagine this group of us standing in a circle in your special sacred place. We've come together to do this work today. And so from your heart, I'd like you to send a beam of green heart light out to everybody in the circle. Each and every person receives this beam of heart light from you. And please send that heart light back to yourself as well. And then just notice that you're receiving a beam of heart light from everybody else in the circle. All of this love is being exchanged, and all of this love is coming to you. And so in front of you, in the center of this circle that we are creating together, is a sacred geometry of light with the frequency of love. And this is our portal. So I'd like you to step into this portal, and this is the place where we're going to go in and do our work. So first of all, I'd like you to tune in to the pure essence of your inner child. And just connect to its qualities. They'll be different for each of us. You might see some imagery or hear some words describing those qualities. Or you might even get a message from your pure inner child. And it's really great to try to really connect to their essence and feel what they're like, because at the end, we're going to recode your inner child to return to their original frequency. Okay. We thank our pure inner child, and now we are going to connect to our wounded inner child, our conditioned inner child, our more limited inner child. And just really explore that consciousness, that field of consciousness. How have they been wounded, conditioned, limited? And how's that affected you in your life? Just see if you get a message or a feeling. Now I'd like you to come back to your beautiful landscape. And in this beautiful open space, I'd like you to notice that there is a huge stargate in front of you. It's a great big circle, And it's got loads and loads of symbols on it. It's like a portal, giant, giant portal, circular portal, a gateway. And in fact, when you go a little closer, you'll notice that there are two of them, one in front of the other. So I'd like you to go up to the first stargate, the one in the front, and step in the portal. And you're going to stay there for a little while, noticing that it is going in a counterclockwise direction, which is the direction that is used for releasing energies. So we're calling in all of your spirit teams to assist us. And we're calling in Avraham and all of my teams, light codes and technologies to assist us here today. And we are going to be removing the archonic veils that have kept your inner child in a wounded place, in a place of limitation. So we ask the teams to please dismantle and remove all archonic veils affecting your inner child, including the veils of trauma and pain and loss and grief, lack of love, neglect, sadness, insecurity, feeling not good enough, self-criticism, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, lack of support, not being seen, not being allowed, not being heard, not being respected, not being valued, not being trusted, not being wanted, not being honored, not being protected, and any other patterning that needs to go but which has not been mentioned yet. Teams, please dismantle and remove all anchor points held through all levels and dimensions of our human matrix, all the way back to implantation, origin point, and installation, multidimensionally through all layers, levels, dimensions, time frames, realities, universes, through time and space. Please do this work going back through all generational lines to origin point and implantation, clearing and removing 100% of all of these veils. Please dismantle all docking stations and intersect points where the archonic veils meet and entwine with the matrix of our human consciousness. Please dismantle all dependence, all addiction, all attachment to and identification with the archonic veils, falsely known as comfort zones, habits, personal failings, sense of self, human frailty, or limitation, and all other interpretations, justifications, and identifications, and anything else not mentioned, but which also needs to be cleared 100% multidimensionally. Please fully clear and dismantle and remove all traces of these archonic veils and mechanisms, including any replication systems, duplicates, tripwires, traps, folds in time, and anything else not mentioned, but which forms the part of the archonic veil mechanism, which needs to be removed 100% multidimensionally through all layers, levels, dimensions, throughout our whole human matrix. And now I'd like you to step out of this stargate and move into the next one, which is rotating in a clockwise direction. So teams, please recode the human matrix that creates the life and consciousness of everyone present on this call, recoding them to the original divine matrix of their inner child, expanding their creativity, their sense of freedom, their connection to source, their curiosity, their playfulness, their joy, their love, their trust, their happiness, their sensitivity, their awareness, their magical nature, their capacity to create miracles. Now I'd like you just to recall your original and pure inner child. And just see that inner child being recoded and re-imprinted into your energetic matrix, reclaiming that inner child. So we activate this work, we anchor this work, we thank the teams. Now, we're going to go into a clearing of the matrix of the wounded inner child, now that we've removed the veils. So we now clear the whole paradigm of all the experiences that you have had in this and all other lifetimes, dimensions, or realities, which hold the wounded child in place. So we now release all energetic content all the way to origin point. We now clear and release all the experiences and conditioning which created the wounded inner child, or which hold the wounded inner child in place. Just releasing all those experiences from the totality of your matrix. We now release all shock and trauma, all pain, all fear, all grief, all sadness, all loss, all hurt, all wounds, all shame, all anger, all rage, all hatred, all betrayal, all abandonment, all confusion, all disbelief, all terror, all separation, and any other lower frequency experiences or emotions which have impacted and created and maintained the wounded inner child. We now clear your mental body and all beliefs that maintain the wounded inner child, that maintain that identity, that sense of self, that worldview, that way of operating in the world, those filters through which you view life. Just letting all of those filters drop so that you can see life clearly, no longer from the perspective of the wounded inner child. We now clear your emotional body, releasing any stuck emotions that form your wounded inner child, that reinforce and maintain your wounded inner child, that operate from that place. Wounded emotions that might filter into your relationships, your relationship with yourself, your work, your empowerment, and your relationship with life. And now we clear your behavioral body, all the behaviors that were coming from the wounded inner child. Behaviors in relationship, self-sabotage, actions or non-action. Just releasing all of those behaviors and the mechanisms which create those behaviors. Just cleansing the behavioral body. Now we're going to clear any patterns coming from your ancestral line, your parents, your grandparents, and all the way back to origin point. We're clearing your ancestral line and any imprints on your matrix which go in and limit your inner child and transform it into a wounded inner child. So all of these ancestral patterns, we just release them now. And I'm just going to ask you to set an intention to do all of this work today at 100%. Sometimes unconsciously we protect ourselves and we set a kind of a barrier where the work only can come in at 30% or 50%. So of course you're free to choose how deeply you want to work today. But I invite you to go all the way and set your inner dial at 100%. Just really letting this stuff go. Now we're going to release any imprints from past lives. So any patterns from past lives which shape and affect your inner child, turning it into a wounded inner child. So just releasing all of these past life imprints at 100%, just letting all of that go. Allowing yourself to free up so that you can come from the place of the magical inner child and also from the adult. And now, if there are any influences from parallel versions of yourselves, we're just going to release those imprints. Any limiting influences and imprints, we're just going to release those. And now, if there are any imprints from your gender, from your race, from your culture, from your religion, or from your spiritual lineage, we're just going to release any limiting imprints that are affecting your inner child. Now, we're going to clear all karma that is affecting and limiting your inner child, bringing all of these karmic stories and experiences to resolution and integrating all of the karmic wisdom and lessons. We're going to clear all control grids, morphic fields, and collective fields that keep you in line with the story of the wounded inner child and the experience of the wounded inner child. We're going to step out of that energetic culture and that energetic field. We're also going to clear any implants, any crystals, geometries, imprints, devices, imposed consciousness mechanisms which generate and maintain a wounded inner child. We're going to clear any explants, any limits, thresholds, ceilings, cages, traps, black holes, ghosts, anything that is externally imposed on you that keeps you limited and trapped in a state of holding this wounded inner child. We're also going to repair your energy body. So any leaks, tears, drains, wedges, vortices, and any damage to your energy body and the parts of your energy body that create your inner child, we are going to seal and repair all those energy leaks. Any resonance, embodiment, and identification with the inner child, the wounded inner child, we're going to release. We're going to clear contracts, agreements, vows, and promises to explore a wounded inner child. We're going to release hexes, curses, ill wishes, evil eyes, and psychic attack. Anything external that is keeping you trapped in a wounded inner child state, we're going to release that. And any interference, any entities, astral entities, AI, alien, human, mathematical, mechanical, or any archonic influences, we now clear and release. And now we're going to activate a phase shift. So wherever you have been in phase, in vibrational alignment and harmony with the wounded inner child, we're going to create a phase shift where you move out of phase with the wounded inner child and move into phase with the healed, healthy, radiant, magical, creative, adventurous, trusting, loving inner child. So just see your frequency shifting back to your origin point, to your original inner child. Powerful, creative. We are going to clear and rescind all permissions to be exploring wounding at the level of the inner child. And we are going to bring to conclusion all the reasons, lessons, learnings, and growth that were the reason that you chose to explore a wounded inner child. And what we're going to do is integrate all the lessons, all the learning, all the wisdom, all the growth. We're going to bring that in and expand through this. And now we're going to clear your Akashic records of any contracts or agreements to explore the wounded inner child. Now, in front of you, I'd like you to see a bubble of consciousness, a matrix of consciousness. And this is the field of the wounded inner child. And just one last time, I'd like you to step in the center of this matrix. And I'd like you to thank all the experiences that you've had while carrying this wounded inner child. All the lessons, all the learning, all the growth, all the sensitivity, all the tenderness, everything that you've known through the filter of the wounded inner child, we thank this matrix for these experiences. And we also thank all the people involved. So this might be our parents, our grandparents, teachers, anyone who's ever suppressed our child or created wounding for our inner child. We thank them for the role that they played in this experience in consciousness. We're going to thank ourselves for having had the courage to explore all of this. And we thank life. And we now take full responsibility for all of our experiences, all the wounding, all our responses to the wounding. We just really acknowledge ourselves and take full responsibility. because we are the creators of our experience. But now we're going to pull back our energy. We're no longer going to energize those experiences. This is finished for us. In this moment, we're making a new decision to explore a different frequency of consciousness. So we pull back the energy that gave life to the wounded inner child. And we're just going to gently step out of that bubble of consciousness that forms the wounded inner child. And now that we've stepped back and out of it, it no longer has energy. It's no longer being kept alive by us. And so that matrix just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it just forms a point of light. And we are going to send that point of light to Creator to be repurposed as love and life in new forms. And now that all of that is done, we are going to rewrite our cosmic akashics, the higher akashics, and we're going to reclaim our power. We're going to reclaim our pure inner child. So just tune in again to that very special part of you that you connected to at the beginning of the call. That creative, adventurous, free, empowered, loving child, the child that just feels loved by life, by the universe, by the cosmos, by all human beings. That inner child that can create magic and miracles and explore life with so much zeal and curiosity and playfulness and fun and positive emotions. And we're just going to take this inner child and send it to all levels and dimensions of you. So we're going to imprint this frequency of your inner child into the aspects of you that are anchored at the inner earth level and at the earth level. And we're going to send that frequency of this magical, powerful inner child to your subatomic particles. This is the very tiniest particle of you. And we're going to send that frequency of the inner child into your DNA and totally imprint your DNA with all of these magical, empowered, healthy qualities. And then we're going to imprint all of these magical qualities into every cell in your body, every body part, every organ, every body system. All the energy flows in your body, like the chakras, the meridians, the nadis, and the electricals, all the fluids, every part of your body imprinted with these qualities of your beautiful and pure divine inner child. And your mental body, all of your belief systems, imprinted with all of these magical, powerful, empowered qualities. Just see these beliefs recoding themselves into just playfulness, curiosity, trust, safety. A basic assumption that I am completely loved by life, by the universe, by every human being, and I completely love myself, and I love life. Imprinting your emotions with all of these empowered, positive emotions, joy, fun, laughter, bliss, positive expectations, aliveness, exploration. And then imprinting your behavioral body. So just see how your behaviors change when you are imprinted with this pure divine inner child. Fun, spontaneity, naturalness, authenticity, aliveness, joy, laughter, ease, relaxation. And now your energy body is completely imprinted with all of these qualities, as is your light body, as is your rainbow light body, your ascension vehicle, your evolutionary velocity. And then just see your soul imprinted with this powerful inner child, divine inner child, deeply imprinting on your soul. Now imprinting all of this beautiful frequency and qualities into your dimensions. Your star level, your angelic level, and the aspect of you that is source. And now imprinting your galactic level, the galactic parts of you, and the cosmic parts of you. And now we're going to take that frequency of your divine inner child and imprint it onto every aspect of your 3D life, your home, your work, your purpose, your health, your body, your beauty, your sexuality, your relationships, your love life, your money, your abundance, your wealth, your emotions, your ease, your creativity. Every aspect of your 3D life is completely imprinted with this pure essence of your divine inner child. Now we're going to imprint your inner aspects, so your identity, completely recoded your identity. See it recode with these light codes that carry the pure imprint of your divine inner child and your ego as well. And your inner parents, your inner mother and father. Your inner archetypes, your inner masculine and feminine, all re-imprinted with these qualities of this pure divine inner child. And finally, we're going to re-imprint your timelines. So we're going to re-imprint your preconception time, before incarnation, when you were preparing to come into this world and deciding who you wanted to be. We are now re-imprinting this time with your divine inner child and stating your commitment to be living that truth, that beauty, that freedom, that empowerment, that creativity, that spontaneity, that aliveness. We are going to imprint your conception with all of these qualities. And now we're going to imprint your whole womb time, those 9 months in the womb, as you grew your body and you established your consciousness in 3D. And now we're going to imprint your birth with all of these powerful qualities of your inner child. And from birth, we're going to imprint all the timelines for all the different possible yous that came out of that womb. All timelines imprinted with your divine inner child. And now we're going to pull that inner child, that divine inner child, into your heart and claim them. Claim your divine inner child as your operational system in this reality. Magical, psychic, cosmically connected, free, expansive, unlimited, confident, natural, authentic, truthful, alive, loving, and loved. So just take a minute to See how this reconnection changes your life going forward. New ways of being, new ways of relating, making new choices, allowing yourself to be seen and loved and received and valued and honored and trusted and celebrated by all of life. Just see yourself taking those first steps in these new shoes. Going forward into this beautiful life, living your beautiful purpose, and being the magnificent being that you are. So we're going to activate all of that work and we're going to anchor it down, down, down through all the levels and down into the inner earth and up to the cosmic level. We're going to thank your spirit teams for assisting us today. We're going to thank the Stargate and all of my team's technologies and all the light codes. And we thank ourselves for being here. Oh, my man, thank you. It is done.